Lubbock ISD is wrestling with a deficit budget for the upcoming school year. It's an issue not only seen here at home, but in school districts across the state. KCBD News Channel 11's Parker Schaffner looks at what's putting the area's largest school system in the red. Parker?
Brittany, Lubbock ISD is going into the 2024-25 school year overspending on its budget. The Board of Trustees has approved going $8.6 million into the hole. It afforded much needed pay raises for its staff, but Superintendent Dr. Kathy Rollo says she is not happy with the overall result.
It feels very uncomfortable for not only myself, but our Board of Trustees. No one likes approving a deficit budget.
Lubbock ISD administrators say three factors contributed to a shortfall for the upcoming school year. The first, a decline in student enrollment. The state pays the district per student, and every year, Lubbock ISD loses 300 to 400 students.
Lubbock is growing overall, but the growth in our Lubbock community is not happening in the central city, which is Lubbock ISD.
The second factor, the Texas legislature. Every student brings in $6,160. Lawmakers have not changed it since 2019.
But we are not anywhere near where we were pre-pandemic. We're putting together an attendance task force to really look at what we can do. Number one, kids need to be in school. If they're not in school, they're not learning.
In addition to not changing the basic allotment, Rollo says the legislature did not provide enough money to cover the cost of its new school safety bill last year.
$15,000 per campus does not come close to covering the expense of having an armed police officer on every campus.
The third factor, inflation. Schools aren't immune to it, and Rollo says Lubbock ISD's property insurance has quadrupled in the last several years.
With very little new money coming in, we've really had to tighten our budget by a huge amount.
One of the ways the school district cut costs was by eliminating full-time teaching positions. For example, in some elementary schools, science and social studies are now taught by one educator.
At secondary levels, we really looked at increasing class sizes slightly and that sort of thing. We also looked at every single position at central office and really did a deep dive to see if that position became vacant, do we need to replace it?
The school district also decided to cut $1 million in deferred maintenance.
Obviously, it's important that we have some funding to go toward that, otherwise our buildings will deteriorate. So we still have some funding in deferred maintenance, but we just shaved some off.
The issue appears to be statewide. Rollo says there isn't a school district she knows of that has passed a balanced budget. Next spring, she would like to see lawmakers pass a funding bill that is not attached to vouchers.
If they could do those in two separate bills and let them each stand on their own merit, I really think that that would be beneficial. But again, that's going to be up to them.
With the deficit, Lubbock ISD could take a hit on its school first rating, something Rollo says the district has always been perfect in. The system is intended to hold public schools accountable for the quality of their financial management practices. Brittany?
Thank you, Parker. We'll turn